Fun, flashy and affordable, those are the buzzwords Kawasaki uses to seduce riders with its new Z800 ABS, $8,399. A fresh arrival to American streets, with the exception of California. As a 2016 model, the Z800 slots into the mid-size sports segment that's currently dominated by Yamaha's FZ09. Imported straight from Europe, the Z800 is powered by larger 806cc bore version of Kawasaki's original Z750 introduced in 2003, which in turn is a derivative of its Ninja ZX9R, a high-end sport bike popular in the mid to late '90s. Although the mechanical architecture is classic, the 2016 machine benefits from all the modern conveniences you'd expect, including fuel injection, a digital dash, ABS and the sharp, modern styling for which Team Green's Z bikes are renowned. Narrow and petite, we appreciate the well-proportioned cockpit and exterior dimensions of the new Z. The riding position is upright and focused, yet there is a fair amount of legroom even for taller pilots. The rider's seat is a tad short from front to back however, which may make it less comfortable for riders over 6 feet tall. A trapezoid-shaped instrument panel is positioned front and center. It displays standard motorcycle vitals as well as a handy fuel gauge, miles per gallon and range functions. The display is easy to read, but we would prefer a larger speedometer, and a gear position indicator would be handy, too. The vertical bar graph style tachometer is also quirky, at least compared to more conventional swept-take gauges, but it's still nice. Kawasaki is trying something different. Although a little porky on the spec sheet with a claimed 509-pound curb weight, you'll be hard-pressed to feel it, even at parking lot speeds. Whether a newbie or seasoned pro, all riders want smooth, crisp power. And that's one area where the Z800 shines. There's so much torque off idle that you can launch the bike from a stop in third gear. Sure, the Z800 lacks adjustable engine power modes, but the throttle calibration, power band dynamic, clutch and gearbox are also dialed in and Honda-like. You'll never miss it. A motor that's smooth should give up some character and sporty appeal, but the Z800 doesn't. Hit the throttle hard and the Z ignites the senses with a signature Kawasaki engine wail reminiscent of Team Green's Ninja sport bike line, as well as its big brother the Z1000. Yet the exhaust note isn't so flamboyant as to attract undue attention. Power builds progressively all the way to its indicated 12,000 RPM redline, with a soft rev limiter signaling it's time to upshift. Overall power output certainly can't be classified as brutal, but is peppy enough to put a smile on your face, as well as pass traffic with a quick downshift. Speaking of shifts, we're impressed with how effortlessly the transmission moves between each of its 6 cogs. In fact, the gearbox is so slick in a good way that the rider can downshift and upshift without working the clutch. But for the times you do squeeze the left lever, it has a progressive and properly weighted feel. Probably the only gripe we have in the powertrain department is how buzzy the engine gets above 6,000 RPM. It's not enough to disrupt the experience, but riding at freeway speeds delivers vibration from the handlebar, seat and footpegs. Through turns the Z800 gobbles up road with its athletic chassis and more sport-oriented suspension. It changes direction transparently with minimal input through the controls. Another plus is its above-average road holding, especially for the mid-size segment. True, it may not be the most adept over pothole-laden city streets, but based on how planted the chassis felt in the twisties, it's a worthwhile compromise. Despite employing lower spec and non-radial mount front brake calipers paired to small diameter, at least compared to sport bike pedal-style discs, in the stopping department the Z800's hardware performed flawlessly. We especially valued the accurate, but not overly sharp sensation from the double-disc front brake setup. The calibration of the ABS also performed as advertised. However, we wish Kawasaki allowed it to be disengaged for fun, say if you wanted to slide into turns. Of course, there might be a workaround. Within its class, The Z800 certainly brings something unique to the table. It has heaps of the sporty charisma that is at the heart of Kawasaki, yet blends it together with the refinement and polish you expect from a premium motorcycle, only without the hefty price tag.